Hello, everybody. The goodest of afternoons. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hi.
I'm Camilla.
You gotta pick that up later. Someone's gonna step on it.
It's right there. I can go get it right now.
You will forget it.
Right. It's a hazard. Workers' comp.
Right. In the morning.
Not only that, you're the one who left it in there to begin with.
I apologize for that noise.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Z.
Welcome to Crowdsurfing. I feel like we're
definitely off-centered, yeah.
we're tilting towards towards you. We're
It's
trying to
because
cut
you
Z
made
out
me
of the
get
picture.
up.
Oh, because you moved.
Yeah, he usually sits further.
That is where we're at.
Hey! Okay.
Welcome to the morning show. Okay, can we go? Here we go. Folks, we're talking about different Kickstarter projects and different on Kickstarter and Backerkit that are ending in the next 10 days. We do want to tell you, though, a couple things about Dice Tower. First of all, in less than a week, we're opening up registration for Dice Tower East.
Yes, on Monday. Monday.
That is tomorrow, right?
Nope.
No, Monday.
That is definitely
Today
not tomorrow.
Wait.
No, I
In less than a week,
refuse.
registration opens Monday. Monday.
No,
That's
he didn't
tomorrow, right?
Thanks
And
for the recap.
I'm the one who's a concern because I put this screwdriver right there. I rest my case.
Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we're talking about it. That's what.
Yes.
Anyhow, Dice Tower East. So get your tickets next Monday when those go on sale at noon.
Noon Eastern time.
Noon Eastern Standard
Is it
Time. The time.
Standard time? Yes, because daylight savings is in the summer.
How are we still changing clocks?
Because people can't get along.
don't
I don't know if you've been in
understand
the
it.
world lately, but people
That's
don't
like the-
People don't
the one
like
thing-
people.
That's like the one thing we could all rally behind.
Yeah, but they don't know if they want the earlier time. They don't know if they want the standard time or the daylight time. That's what they can't agree on is which one to go to.
I'll go with the majority. Pick one.
The problem is there's not a majority.
I want to be able to pick. I want to pick.
Yeah, there's the problem. This is the problem right
let's
here.
be like China and have one big time zone, which is really off-putting when you're. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
so if you live
that's
on the
weird.
west of China, like my in-laws used to live there, and
Yeah.
like they would get up at like 11 and go to
Because
bed
it's-
super late because
Because that's the time that it gets light.
yeah, it was weird.
Oh, boy. I don't know about that.
Anyway, so that's we talk about time zones. Let's get to crowdfunding. We got some Gamefound and Kickstarter projects, some good stuff and some bad stuff. Let's jump right in with Tikal Legend. This is the 25th anniversary of Tikal. And who is doing a Super Meeple? Super Meeple does a really good version. In fact, honestly, I was kind of surprised that this even exists because I think the version of Tikal from Super Meeple is pretty good.
I agree, and they made a big deal here to say, make sure you knew right there. Tikal Legend is not just a reimplementation of Tikal, but a new game based on Tikal. Also, you can play Tikal with this. This is both. It's Tikal and Tikal Legend, which mostly seems like Tikal. I thought that was weird as well, especially from the same company that did the first one. It's the same guys
Yeah.
who published it. But there is quite a few different... There's a bunch of stuff in here, like all the card-driven stuff that is not in the original game. They are obviously kicking it up again with the quality of the components. Now those tokens that you discover being poker chips, I'm down for that.
No, I do like that. I don't care about
everything.
The
Make everything
15%,
poker chips.
15% larger. That I don't care about.
I saw the video from one of the videos I was watching somebody playing. It barely fit on their table.
Why is it larger? Because I've not played the base game. Do you need it to be larger to
No.
fit like tokens out there or
Money.
anything? So it's
No.
just it's not a usability issue.
No, it should have been 15% smaller.
Okay, so it's not like because I was thinking
I
like
don't know,
Nexus
that's-
Ops or something. I feel like
that's not a good selling point. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I was just saying like I feel like Nexus Ops or something. If they said like 15% larger, I'd be like yes, because sometimes you get so many out there that it's
True.
you just need it bigger. But that's not the case here.
No.
I would not
No.
consider myself to be a painter, but I believe I could paint
You think
that
so?
volcano.
Okay.
just orange and brown.
Yeah, do you think it?
There's
'cause
like
it doesn't
no
actually
shading
have,
or anything.
It doesn't
on
have
it.
yellow in it, right? I'm guessing that's a
It just looks very
camera
bad.
thing.
That volcano. I
looks
think.
very
That
simple. I wouldn't say
rendering looks
bad. It looks
simple, yeah.
simple.
It looks bad. It looks like Tom painted it,
That is true. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
which is
right.
bad.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm not arguing. No. That's right.
Yeah, what? What is right, Tom?
I'm sorry. My mind has gone blank. Hey, this video is sponsored by Gamefound, and we take a look at a Gamefound project each week. Sometimes one that's upcoming, like this one.
Here we go.
Today we're taking a look at an upcoming game that you can find soon. You can follow it here, called Ozob, a cyberpunk board game. Now you might recognize this clown if you played Cyberpunk 2077. He shows up in that game, but he is originally, before that game, from Brazil. So this Brazilian company who has already made this game, and I'm going to show you some pictures of it on Board Game Geek. This is a clown with a grenade as a nose. It's a 10 mission campaign style game, cyberpunk style. So you have different robots and you're going to be that you're fighting against, and you're going through the campaign. Let's take a look at the description here. You're hackers, mercenaries, posthumans, and other rebels fighting against the oppression of mega corporations. Each character has a unique deck, a set of unique items, and a different constitution on their health bar. So, like I said, there's 10 scenarios, and you lose if a character dies. So you can see this is coming soon to Gamefound. You can follow it, and it says follow now to get a free gift. So let's check that out. You want to get Raged Ozob, an alternate playable character. You want to be the clown with a grenade nose. Then you can check and follow this now. So coming to Gamefound soon. That's Ozob, a cyberpunk board game.
Yeah,
I remember that from the news. Super excited to check it out.
That looks awesome.
Yes!
And it's Bozo spelled backwards.
Clever you are.
Figured that out on my own.
Oh.
All right. So do you happen to know, Joey, do we have anything from Mark? Yes.
That's my line, you garbage person.
Is it his walkthrough? Does he have more than one
Do you
thing?
see
How many dogs are in it?
Spotlight.
In the little...
Let's take a look at Mark's Spotlight.
Streets?
There you go. This spotlight is brought to you by Avalon, the Rivenvale. Claim your destiny in Avalon, where every choice shapes a legend. Step into the mist-laden realm of Avalon, where legends of Arthurian might and magic collide in an epic struggle for control. In this 2 to 4 player journey, you'll lead one of the great factions of Avalon, each with distinct powers and objectives. Whether you play with symmetric powers for quick, accessible strategy, or dive deep into asymmetric gameplay, each choice carries weight and purpose. With each season, the mists reawaken, reshaping Avalon's landscape and changing paths to victory. You'll explore the Vale to uncover hidden artifacts, summon mythical beasts to your side, and command legendary heroes through the island's mysteries. The Holy Grail and Excalibur await those brave enough to wield them. In Avalon, every battle lets you play your way. Embrace a high-stakes blackjack-style approach, or settle disputes with clear power moves. And for those who need a hand, the legendary Green Knight stands ready, offering a catch-up mechanic to help those trailing rise to the challenge. With beautifully sculpted, dual-tone miniatures and over 200 unique art pieces, Avalon the Rivenvale delivers a cinematic experience in a mythical world. Will you protect Avalon's sacred grounds or conquer them for your own legacy? The fate of Avalon rests in your hands. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
Did all the components get like whirlwinded back in the
Yeah,
box?
that puts itself away.
That's useful.
It's got a button like a hairdryer. Just pulls them all back in.
Retracting
Or
board
traction
game
cord.
components.
Yeah.
Here's a lot
I
of
like
people
it.
backing. Infinite Quest is a new expansion for Dungeon Universalis. What did we call this when this was in the studio?
We had this in the studio?
Dungeon Universalis? I thought we did.
I don't recall that.
He calls it, or abbreviates it DUN.
No, he means that we called it something goofy, I'm saying, because it's so sprawling, something like that.
Maybe we didn't play this one. I'm confused.
I don't remember
These
playing
dungeon
this.
crawls are starting to blur together for me.
This is very much
queen.
one of those it can do everything. It scratches every itch kind of thing. It's like it's solo or cooperative or competitive or RPG or not RPG or campaign or standalone. Like it's
I don't want that in my life, I think.
You know, yeah.
I don't want my car to also do my laundry
Right.
and trim the hedges and, you know what I mean? I don't want that, really. I just want the car to take me and bring me back. And a game trying to do it all like this just means it's going to have more stuff in it, more typos, a need for a bigger FAQ, more issues. When the page I'm looking at, and I know this is not from an English, company or American company or British, when the page is littered with typos, I start to worry about the final product.
Yeah.
You have a fraction of the amount of writing in the page than is going to be in the final product.
Yeah. I think for me, I get concerned too with projects like this because it's like if it does all these different modes and he really talks about how very different they are. It can do everything.
Yeah.
And it's not like a mode for this, a mode for that. It's a different game that can be played this way or played that way. Then usability, I worry about my own usability. And am I going to be able to remember this rule is for this mode specifically? Or am I going to be playing the cooperative role game and be incorporating a rule that's only for the competitive? Oh, wait, crap. Oh, man, we need to go back. And so it almost feels like you have to relearn it each time.
Right.
Because the way it was described with it being so very different in the modes. But as Tom's pulling up here, I did see it is super highly rated.
Yeah.
So
people seem to like this one. I did see folks.
I agree.
There's always somebody, and some
Yeah.
people that I respect saying, oh, this is the best dungeon crawl of all time. And I get it. Maybe it is. I just want it to be a little more streamlined. That's a personal preference. That's just kind of what I want.
I think for me, I have concerns, but especially looking at, the high ratings, what people are saying outside of it, it's one that I would
That is
take
pretty
a
good
look
rating.
at, for sure. And then this specifically is for the expansion, which they say isn't going to retail, but it will be available on their website.
Right.
As is the only place you can get the base game. So
Maybe this never
Anyway.
came through the dice tower. Maybe I never saw this. I really don't. So the high ratings I think are pretty interesting, but I am not interested. The art I think is pretty bad.
I agree.
It's
It looks
pretty
real
generic.
1988.
yeah.
All right. One Page Bulge, 2nd edition. So this is from Steve Jackson, from Steve Jackson Games. Steve Jackson from Lombard Studios. And it's a single solo page of, the Battle of the Bulge. So this is like a micro game. Micro games used to be the rage back in the days. You get a little bag, that had the whole game inside it. That's
But
sort of what this is like.
War games in a bag kind of
War
stuff.
games in a bag.
Yeah, baby.
This looks fine. This is one of those games I'm like, cool. Hey.
It looks neat. I like the artwork. They talked in the video, the fellas who were speaking about it, Steve Jackson and someone from the company, I believe, were talking in the video about the artwork. Looks good. The counters, they discussed counters, not quite ad nauseum, but quite a bit. And yeah, it seems good. If you want this, you know you do, and this is a good way to get it. Mm-hmm. So get it.
All right. I do like, and the art's nice. It's a good style.
Heck yes.
Raising Robots Friends expansion. So Raising Wingspan,
Whoopsie.
the Raising. I was not in the review of this game. I like this game a lot, but it definitely reminded me a lot of Wingspan.
It is somewhat similar to a certain Span game.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I see the
There's
similarities.
3 rows of 5 cards.
Right, but I mean, I feel like it feels like a completely different game. It's like kind of the structure is there, but then outside of the structure, once the whole thing is built, it feels very different to me.
It does
but, I mean,
feel
that's-
different. I would say it's closer to Wormspan, where you're running through the stuff on Wormspan. Here you run through the things.
Right, yeah.
But it has an interesting action selection system. And now there's more. So there's more robots, more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they quoted Brian Drake, not you, though, I see. Or you quoted somewhere else in here.
I don't think I am, no.
You should be. It is not like Wingspan, Camilla.
Significantly
quote, though,
better than Wingspan. That's
Oh,
my quote.
do you think so?
Very much so. I find Wingspan pretty mediocre. So
Don't go away, viewers.
that's me.
I think this one looks cool. I like it a lot. I think it's interesting. I enjoyed it. It's been a while. I played it, earlier this year, actually.
So this adds friends. The friends thing is more little characters.
So it adds competition. Yeah. So friends is more characters, then also the to play as more robots, and then inventions, of course, and then the competitions and friendships. Those are like new goals. And so the competition, if you win the competition, you complete that goal, you get an ongoing power, like another power for the rest of the game, something like that. So. Yeah, it's another opportunity for people to get the deluxe upgrade also if they just got the retail version, et cetera, et cetera. But I really like the action selection. It's not action selection, I guess.
It's
turn selection. You have one of 5 things.
Jeez.
Good thing I won a screwdriver.
Right oh, come on.
You guys are so dramatic.
So Camilla jumped off a bridge. You would also.
Oh, my gosh.
I need that away from here so I don't hurt you, Mr. Vassal. Next time something that loud happens, I might be like,
The one thing I would worry about this, and this is a serious worry, the more inventors. And the reason why is because in the original game, unless you're playing with the really base inventors, I always have to look them up in the rules to see what they do. They're not particularly easy to remember. They have a pile of symbols at the bottom. And if you have more, then I have to do the whole thing of like, which book is it in?
Yeah.
Like, how does this one work? Unless they're giving a thing that has all the inventors on one page, which would be nice.
I think that's really valid, specifically for if you have the pets expansion from the first one, there's new symbols that brought in. So if you're playing with that, then you have 2 reference sheets. And now same thing, if you have new inventors, which have new mechanisms, that's the 3rd sheet you have to look at. So I would really like one sheet that if you have everything, here is your reference guide that incorporates everything, so you're not having 3 reference sheets being passed around.
One sheet, some sort of bulge.
Right, and I don't know why you couldn't do that, because if you're not playing with that, you can just ignore those symbols. You know what I mean? So it's like, just put them all on one page, because if I'm not using pets, I just won't look at that symbol, because I'm looking at that for what I need, not for what I don't need. So anyway, that being said, I'm super excited about this. I think the new robots is fun. Getting the deluxe, I think, in this game is really nice. I think the wooden bits make a big difference, as you're playing. I like it a lot.
This is a good price for $89 for the all-in, too, if you want to jump in.
It really is, because it is a great production.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. All right. Lunar Skyline, double suits for double the trick-taking fun. Trick-taking is having a renaissance. Why not stick double the stuff in this game, says Dead Alive Games. And Dead Alive Games is like, hey, let's use our, we shouldn't have named our company Dead Alive Games, but they did. And now they're making a trick-taking game about the future. 2 suits and a card, Z. Is this new? It is not.
Nope.
This is not the first time this has happened. In fact, one of the worst trick-taking games I played ever in my life had like 4 or 5 suits per card. It was just too much.
Yeah, this one looks very okay. It had some ideas that seemed like they took from Diamonds.
Or Forever.
Which is whenever you cannot follow suit, then you get to sort of bank a card. Which, again, Diamonds sort of did that. You wanted to short suit yourself so you could put things in your vault, or sort of, on the way to the vault. The 2 suits thing, yeah. That
2 suits makes it harder to hold. You have them in your hand. You can't sort them as easily. It's not as natural. When I play a game with single suits, which is like most trick-taking games, you put them all in order in your hand or whatever, and then you pull them out. Here, I can't put them in order properly.
Right.
And it's just going to mess me up a little.
Do you think this is one that would maybe demo better than be shown on a Kickstarter? Like, if you were walking by at a convention, would you stop and if they were demoing it, see kind of what
I don't
makes
know.
it
I don't
ticks?
like how this one
Without
looks.
being facetious, I'm not being facetious. I would not stop. This looks pretty bad to me. I don't like the look of it. It's another call your shot trick-taking game.
Yeah.
We'd be like, I'm going to take this many. Oh, no, you took too many tricks. Now you start losing points. Just, come on. No, we've done this to death at this point.
Now, I will say I'm looking at their previous games here. I liked Lunar Rush. It's a very intriguing, interesting game. Cyber Pet Quest, I've opened up and wanted to play several times, but the game is about this size, and it feels like there's a huge dungeon crawl of stuff in that box.
Oh, interesting.
It's pretty... I was just like, well, this is so much to go through. Okay, I'll come back. Like a long rule book. There was just a lot in there. So it might be good. I haven't played it. So their track record isn't bad. I haven't played this Omicron Protocol.
Yeah, I liked that game.
Well, then there we go.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll like this. Will be the first trick-taking game you like.
No, I think unfortunately, I don't think the game looks bad, like visually and stuff like that. I don't care for trick taking, and I really don't like having to call how many tricks you win. You know, unless it's cooperative or unless there's like some flexibility there. Like I don't like that. That's like pressure on top of vomit soup. So yeah. That's my least favorite kind of trick taking.
Here's 4 new small games from All Play, who incidentally sponsors our show. Just keep that in mind. Runes, Oddland, Vegas Strip, and Money. I got to be honest, the one I'm most interested in here is Ruins, because I'm a huge fan of putting the clear card on top of the other one. I love that. Yeah. And
it's a trick-taking game where you get to add suits with the transparencies on top of the cards, and you change them as you go.
Yeah, and then Oddland, just as a heads up, we'll be playing this one in the Winter Spectacular coming up. And Vegas Strip looks good. Money is a reprint of a much older game.
Yes.
I want to say it's 20-plus years old at this point in time.
It's from like 96.
Oh, wow, okay.
And
I've seen them do before, like some older games, like they did not that old, but like Through the Desert.
Yeah. It's pretty old. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody will correct me in a moment.
I have recently replayed it because I think Plate Games made a version of it, or one of the Korean publishers made a version of it. I played it and I was like, yeah, it's fine. I liked it fine. So it's probably the one I'm least interested in. But man, look at these runes. Not only this, I like how the cards actually add art.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Oh, and wait, hold on. The Death Tower's correcting me. Ruins is actually a shedding game, not trick-taking. There we go. Thanks for correcting me. Bunch of nerds.
Was that Joey?
No.
I'm kidding. You don't know about games. No. All right. Anyhow, I tend to like All Play's small line of games. I don't love all of them. There's some I don't like, and I do like games, these tile-laying stuff like Oddland is, but again, for me, that first one is easily the standout of the
I think
group.
for me, the Vegas Strip one sounds interesting, and I love that Vincent Dutrait artwork. So
I'm least interested in that one.
Yeah.
I have
That's true. That artwork is good, although
that.
I'm trying... Is that De Niro in the corner there?
Maybe.
And you like Dutrait's artworort on this theme?
Yeah.
Because I did not like it. I didn't
No,
think
you
it was
don't
a good
like
fit
it?
for it. No, I love his artwork. I don't think it's a good fit for this. Yeah,
I think the game
me,
looks gorgeous.
But I also don't like the look of... Anyway, not my style of game.
You don't like Vegas. We know.
That's true, too.
Actually, I don't know what the... Yeah, that's not like a put down at all.
Like, okay.
All right.
Statement.
All right. Monarchs of Camelot, a post-Arthurian board game. Arthur's dead. Again.
Oh, come on. They keep killing my guys.
This is from Rhapsody Games.
This one did not look very interesting to me. It has a lot of splaying, as per the video, where you take a card. Yep. The card has 2 halves, and you stick it under one half. You hide the one half on the one side there, or on the other side. That's called splaying. And so you have a bunch of abilities this way, some abilities the other way. It's also incredibly, narrative-driven is what it seems to be. It's all about a story. I wasn't getting that at first. And then they're like, oh, it's all story all the time. I'm like, oh, not what I expected.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm for one thing, I don't really like the Arthurian. I don't want to be in this world.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
With, I like this as a setting for games. I don't know if I want it in a story-driven game, like storytelling.
Oh, 100%.
Like, so-and-so got off their horse and slapped somebody with their sword. And I'm like...
Nah.
Wow.
No,
okay.
I'm all here for it. Yeah, no.
There.
I also know that you were kind of mocking.
You love this?
Yeah, I do. I also know that you were kind of mocking the splaying thing.
Yes.
I like that as well too. It kind of reminded me of Destinies, where you have 2 destinies that you can pursue and feed into, and it's like you got to choose one. So same kind of thing. That's the 2 wolves in you, or whatever.
The 2 what?
The wolves. That old metaphor. Okay, never mind.
Nope.
So
that must be an Arthurian.
Feed the right wolf.
Feed the right wolf. Yeah.
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, okay. So which one are you going to go into? And the more you put on one side, the more your character is leaning that way. I thought it sounded interesting. It's a little concerning. I mean, it is their second time doing it, their second time running this campaign,
okay.
and it still they don't have like a working prototype for what I could see. There's not like the rule book is still in development. And if the Kickstarter already didn't fund once, for them to run again without putting more development into it, finishing up that rule book, that's my big concern right now. I think the game looks a lot of fun. Super interested in it. I just want to see more development for a second time the Kickstarters come up.
It, so I guess you'll see it.
So that'd be great.
Then we
That's
can
that's not what those two things correlate to necessarily.
That's true. That's true. But
Okay, so what about these wolves now? There's 2 wolves inside me.
yeah, 2 wolves inside. So whichever one you feed is the wolf that will win.
How
So
do
you
I
have a
know
wolf
what they...
of rage inside you and a wolf of peace.
Oh.
Feed your peace wolf. Don't feed the rage wolf.
Right.
What if both wolves are kind of like angry wolves? Like
That's
normal
not-
wolves?
No. Were you ever a child? Your parents?
Why couldn't it be
This
like
is
one
like
wolf and like...
standard. This is like-
But why couldn't it be like a wolf and like a moose?
Because the wolf would eat the
No.
moose.
Yeah,
Do you even
because
understand how this works?
oh my gosh,
But like, you want me to have a wolf of peace?
there's like 2 wolves. It's your 2
I have
halves.
2
It's
wolves,
okay.
a wolf of
There's-
anger and a wolf of
All right.
Wall Street.
You know what? You have an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. How about that?
I've heard of those.
Okay, whichever one you.
Which one's holding the wolves?
All right, don't even try to
Never
explain.
mind.
He's not worth your time.
Jeez.
All right. Empire Builder Europe. So now we're going back way old. This is a game that is probably 40 years old at this point. This is from Mr. B Games. And while this game might look old in the pictures, it does. You have to realize that this is by far the nicest version of this game that has ever been produced. So what this is it's a crayon rail game, although I don't know anyone in the world who uses crayons. Everyone uses erasable markers.
Crayons.
Crayons.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, took me a minute.
That is what he's saying.
I'm back on board.
Oh, I do say crayon, don't I?
Crayon?
That's
I
a
always-
Pennsylvania thing. We
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. You say
not
crayon.
You have 2
syllable.
wolves inside you. One's crayon, and the other
one's
one's dabbing his tears.
Okay. Anyhow, so what you do in this game is you have to pick up and deliver on a railroad track.
Yeah.
And you will draw the railroad track around whatever country it is. And this is Europe. I think the original version was America. This one's Europe, and they have different rules per map. And you pay money based on what you connect to. You're trying to connect to the different cities. And then you have these cards, and each card has 3 different things on it. And you need to deliver something to something else. Each city produces some. So it's like the king of this. And the thing is, I think it's a very good game. I haven't had it very high up on the games I like, though, because the downtime in this game is horrible. So I'll play it with 2 or 3 at most because the downtimes. And one of the problems with downtime are these cards. You draw cards after, like you'll draw cards and then you'll spend your whole time trying to figure out, okay, I need to get the train over to this one and then deliver this one here. Where are these on the map? Happily, these new cards not only have different colors on them, which help different, and the different resources are in color. They were all in black and white on the first one, and there was no map that showed you where the cities were.
Oh.
So it would take a long time to figure out where anything was going.
Seems like it'd be a good like app game or like BGA. Like if it's that long of downtimes, like you do your turn and then walk away for a day or 2. And then come back. Like if it's going to be that long, just stretch it out.
Well, because it takes a while, because someone will say, okay, I'm going to build on my turn track. I'm going to build $22 million worth of track. And then it's like, oh, boy. Okay, I'll go here. And it just takes a while.
Oof.
Then they have better paper money, I guess, even though, again, this is one of those games just like an 18XX game. I don't know anyone who actually uses paper money. They use poker chips, just like the 18XX players.
Right.
Anyway, I like this, but be warned what you're getting into. This is not a game for everyone. You have to like train games. I do tend to like these games, but...
And a heavy economic train game, too. Not Ticket to Ride.
Yes. It's closer to 18XX, I think, except you're not buying stocks. This is all about trains. You build the trains, you pick up, deliver. That's the whole game. It's not very complex. It's just that you have a gazillion choices where you can build track.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Terra Eterna. Both names of other games. So...
I'm trying to...
I don't remember anything about it.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was going to say. I was like, can you scroll faster?
I know
don't
this is the one that I
remember.
saw in the grass. He filmed it in the grass.
Yeah. This is the one that they say it has all the feelings and epicness of a dungeon crawler, but is really quick to the table, plays quickly, small box, and so it's kind of shrunk down. So,
I guess for me, if this person is showing me the game, my question is, what's the standout on this game? What's different? I look at your hexes; they look the same. I look at your characters; They look like they're a slight Japanese type fantasy. You know, what's the hook here? And I'm not finding one.
I think if you go up, it kind of goes through it. It's up near the top of the page, and yeah, I think the whole hook is it's a small box. It's going to be a dungeon crawler that gives you the full experience in a. I'm assuming the way they describe it, like a all play size box or so.
It's that small?
That's what the vibe I was getting. Why? There it is. Summary. There it is. Fast paced action pack, shorter experience. Don't have a lot of time. Can get right to it. It's condensed down. Maybe it's not quite that small, but that's the.
I mean, from the shot they did again in the lawn, it did not look that small.
Okay, maybe that's.
It looked maybe the size was through the desert, but deeper. So fairly small, but not that small.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That I said like an all play one. Yeah.
What's this in the lawn? Oh, you're right. It is in the grass.
Yep.
Check it out.
That grass is pretty big, though.
Wait, hold on. Boom.
Yeah, when you compare it to a blade of grass.
Okay, moving on. Tend.
Oh, you've played this.
I have played this, so this is another one. Keep that in mind. Tend is a game where you farm, explore, and fish on a cozy alien world. There are 3 very distinct things to do in this game, and I gotta be honest. The least fun thing is tending, the fishing and mining. So what makes this game interesting? And heads up, this is the best game of its genre. The flippin' right. They changed my Smurfin' right quote.
Thank goodness they fixed it. You mean?
You said Smurfin' right?
I did.
Is that what we're going with here?
That's what I'm going with.
All right, you're welcome.
Anyhow, in this game, you are doing kind of whatever you want on each turn. You're going to use
roll and move.
Well, roll and move. No, but you're growing veggies, or you're building pens to put animals in, or the two really, and that's good, right? But I really like the fishing because each fishing is on a grid.
Okay.
And you're rolling dice to see what fish you catch in the grid. But as you get better in this game, you can re-roll a die, you can set a die, change a die, go next to a die to go into these fishing grids, which is a lot of fun. And then there's this scratch-off thing. Now, I don't particularly like scratch-off stuff. We're currently playing a game that has so much scratch-off stuff that it's actually annoying.
But it's also a legacy, right? The one you're playing? So that makes sense in like a legacy one. What?
It's not a secret that we have the game.
It's a secret.
I'm not saying what game. I'm just saying like he's playing a legacy. He's playing a legacy game that has scratch off. That makes sense. Pandemic Season 1. There it is. I said
it. Anyway, in this one, you are scratching through. You have 2 sections. The top half is the woods.
Yeah.
The bottom half is the mines.
Yeah.
You can scratch off different sections to see what you find. The deeper you go, the better the stuff. But you can't go below the line until you get a certain tool. Things like that.
So this is straight up like Stardew Valley.
Yeah, theme-wise, definitely.
Oh, this is cozy. This is going to be cozy?
Yes.
I'm all about it.
But, so I know some people, and I was one of them. I was like, well, what about the scratch-off thing? And he told me there was like 80 of them in the box. And they're all different, too, which is mind-blowing to me. Or I don't know if they're all different, but there's enough different ones that...
I think they are all different,
you have no... And there's an app online that you can just use that if you want.
Which makes infinite, basically, different ones.
Good.
It randomly generates them, I think. No, I am like that is the part that I'm most excited about is the scratch off thing is
it's
maybe a goofy, maybe a gimmick, but I super want to do that.
Well, you're both gonna find out because we're playing
I'm about
I get to be in that one.
Yes,
you get to be in the watching of it. Yeah.
No, I'm super intrigued by this because you guys spoke so highly of it, and I do like
you
rolling
mean you
rights,
guys?
the Joey and Tom, and
you
so I really
me.
like the idea of a little more robust roll and write.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for me, looking at this page, I was very charmed by the page. There's a lot of humor in it. I found myself smiling, but not really understanding how to play the game.
It's in depth. It's a big game. It's not as complex as what's that game you pretend to like?
Hadrian's Wall.
Hadrian's Wall. It's not as complex as Hadrian's Wall, but there's a lot going on. I want to point out these markers. These markers are awesome. They're little stamp markers, really tiny ones.
Those are fun.
And you're filling like your grid with like Tetris shapes. That's the whole point of this game is to get a lot of that grid filled, and you just use the different colors based on what resources you're putting in, and it's just very helpful. While the other side of the pen is an actual pen if you need to do something. So I'll mark off like what color I'm using that round.
I just love that. Yeah, I'm not gonna have to draw all the different shapes. It doesn't rely on my handwriting. You know, I'm like,
Yay
yes,
to the
please
man.
don't make me have to draw these weird little symbols and follow. So yeah, so this one I'm super intrigued by, but I'm a little bit in the dark on how it actually plays.
Well, you'll find out. Like I said, in 2 days we'll be playing this one live.
Oh, I thought it was in Spectacular. It's this week.
It is this week.
Okay.
Friday.
Okay.
I put it in the email.
My Friday
I
just
sent
got
you.
better.
You're not doing
I
it.
haven't made it that far yet.
Okay.
I made it through Good Morning.
Here's our second robot, Robotopia, a strategic Eurogame of robot revolutionaries. There's a lot of pieces in that picture, so let's move down here. This is from a new company, I think.
Well,
It says
no, Bean Games is the same company as Jelly Bean, which is the company. It's from Peter Hayward.
Bluebeard Peter.
Yeah, who did the Dracula's Feast game was from Jelly Bean.
So they just shortened their company name to Bean now?
Yes, they're combining. There were two branches, I guess. Anyway, one of his games is also one of the 4 from All Play. I forget which one.
You're right, it is.
Oh.
I
Cool.
guess the transparency one.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, the first one that he's excited
Yeah,
about.
the one
Okay,
that Tom
cool.
was like, ooh,
He's a very engaging, fun person, Peter, so he's nice. So this one looks interesting. The graphics of the background, there's a lot of stuff going on there. It's almost too much to at least tell. Might look better in person.
I also wonder how much of that is artwork versus how much is symbols. Not knowing the game, it's very lost in trying to understand that. But I do like the idea. I really like in games where the placement on tiles, so wherever you put it, you get the benefits of whatever it's touching. We've seen that recently in Wondrous Creatures. We also saw it in actually the one from IV Studios. With the
What was
spaceships that you put in the
What
middle
was that
of the
game called?
hexes.
Yeah, it's the same,
that
very
one.
similar idea. You
Yeah.
put them between 2 or at the connection of 3, and you get all that stuff.
Yeah, I really like that mechanism.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's interesting too as you put the robots out, but then they're not yours. There's kind of this: you build the robots and they just go to work, and you step back. And so I think it's very interesting. Once again, this is one I'm interested in.
I think one of the things I found really charming in it, the
Brink.
game's called Brink, yeah.
Thanks.
One of the things I found charming is that big bad robot who you're trying to defeat or
Yeah.
whatever. One of the things it might do is stump your robot, into a cube. Like,
Stomp you?
huh?
Like stomp you into
Yeah,
it? Or like-
stomp you into
Oh,
a cube.
okay.
You said stump you. He'll be like, what's X squared plus 4 squared?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, I
no,
didn't
like
understand.
stomp
Yeah,
into
stomp.
a
Okay, yeah.
cube, like squash you, fit you into a cube, which is then a resource cube.
You are your own.
Are you dead
resource?
then?
Well, that piece is squashed and done. Yeah, like that
Yeah.
Oh,
robot.
your consciousness goes with another robot?
Yeah, why not, Tom?
Sure.
This is actually the
that's
biggest game I've ever
interesting.
seen this company make. And they said it's Kickstarter only, so keep
Yeah.
that in mind too. Yeah, it looks cool. I hope it's good. When is it being delivered, I wonder? November of next year. All right, so a year. That seems pretty typical now that
1 year, just say 1 year.
that games lie about
Thereabouts.
the
Yeah,
be
no,
delivered in a year.
100%. Just say a year. Say 2 years. Who cares? Everybody knows you're lying anyway.
The Epic Battle of Alesia. This is between Rome and Gaul. This is from old school war games. They're not fooling around with their name. Look at that map.
I like that.
I said, look at that
I like that.
map. No, you do not.
Look at
It's a war game. We're putting this up here in case you don't know about it somehow. Now you know.
When is it shipping?
Don't care.
We'll never know.
You thought there was dual trick taking? Now we're at Quattro trick taking.
From Chic Quattro.
Oh,
And Perfect Health
What?
Company.
no, I just misheard.
Chic.
That's on me. I understand.
Goodness.
It's a brand.
I know. I
razors.
got it. It just took me a minute.
Can we move on here? All right.
Unbelievable.
I'm trying.
The
I'm not making eye
guff I get
contact.
today, the garbage I'm getting.
I didn't get. No, it was on
Let's
me.
move
I said
on.
it's on me. Oh my
All right.
gosh.
This one seems really complicated. I barely could follow.
Yeah.
You like bid, but there's different kinds of bidding, and then somebody's collecting cards, but they only care about the suit, and somebody else is collecting cards by winning tricks, but they only care about the number on the cards. Woof. I mean, again, this is from Taiki Shinzawa, I think is the name of the... There
Let's
we
see
go.
what
yeah.
else they've made.
Taiki Shinzawa has made like every weird trick-taking game that Mike DeLisio adores is pretty much Taiki Shinzawa. That is...
I haven't played any of this stuff. He played this American Bookshop.
Yeah, the American Bookshop is incredibly well known. The Planet Etuk, or Cute backwards, whatever, Twinkle Starship. He probably made that clock one too, I'm guessing, Mike. Yes, the clock one. He made every weird trick-taking game I've played in the last 2 years, I swear he's made.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
Well, did you like them?
Some.
All right.
The other one, this is coupled with another game
Perfect Health Company.
that just seemed like a rolling right, like a kind of lame rolling right.
Yeah, but you won't have health care, but you can play this game and then pretend.
Look at this. There's so many trick-taking games that Mike has to ask which clock one.
Yeah.
The one where you're changing the digital numbers.
You're not talking
The
about
digital clock one.
not the cat one.
Is that from him too?
There's a cat clock one. Isn't there?
Anyway, the one trick-taking game here, I'm sure is, gonna make everybody salivate who's into the stuff. The other one is just the one that stands out to me as being kind of weird.
All right. Anytime Roxley needs money, they just have to do a dice thrown.
Let's
Okay.
go.
But also super cool looking.
Yeah, this is almost too late
okay.
in essence, right? Because Halloween's over now. Is this being delivered?
By Halloween 1 year. Get with
Ah,
the
I
program.
don't think
Close.
this stuff is Halloween specific though.
Oh, okay. I don't know how
haven't played
I don't
this
know how
in-
to
I'm
answer to
saying-
that.
I'm
That's
just
definitely
saying.
Halloween-esque. What are you talking about?
No, I mean I don't think it can only be played at Halloween.
Well, I didn't say that.
It's got
I'm
a
just saying it's
werewolf in
Halloween
it.
themed.
There's full moons all year long.
No, that's not how full moons
That's
work.
how they work.
Anyhow, so there's two parts to this. First of all, there's 4 new heroes, which is great.
4 new heroes.
And I love how they all look. They all look amazing, the new heroes.
They do.
There's also more stuff for adventures. And so adventures, I did not love adventures, but it does seem like they are working on making adventures better. They're adding, because they completely revamped it for the Marvel game, the X-Men one, where it was like on a map and everything.
Okay, I never played that, so
Well,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
out yet, but
Okay.
they were showing
I've never
it
played
off.
any of the adventure stuff.
Has anyone here played the adventures? Have you?
No.
Have you?
Have you?
Yes.
Do you like it?
I don't.
Oh, that's why we
thought-
haven't played it.
I thought it was too random. It's in the
I know that's what
library.
you always say is
Why
you
is
don't like
it
it,
in
so
the
none of us
library?
played it.
Well, again, there are a lot of people who do like it a lot. I love Dice Throne just as is.
I agree.
1v1. This is the one I'm most excited about, mostly because I like anything that transforms.
How cool, yeah, that it flips. Have you seen a character that does that? I
No
haven't.
one has ever done that.
No. I'm being serious. Are there any like of the Marvel ones
Answer
or anything
her.
like that go back and forth?
Yes, there's one that switches between. I forget what it is. There's one that switches already. I don't remember
Okay.
which one.
You flip the whole board?
I don't remember how it changes from one to another. Someone will tell us in chat.
Okay,
It's like a
anyway.
vampire, maybe? I don't remember. There's one that switches. I just know that.
You're thinking Krampus, fool.
No, I'm not thinking
No,
Krampus.
Krampus doesn't switch.
He
Ravenous.
switches between being a jerk and being a sweetie.
Headless Horseman, I also love him.
Wait, does
And
it? Not Krampus?
If you can throw your head, which is amazing, at people.
Yes, I
That's
want this.
basically a reworking of Thor.
Oh, Jean Grey turns into Phoenix, maybe? Okay.
Okay.
And then the Necromancer, who looks very wicked.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Very
Yeah,
Wizard
that
of
person
Oz.
is the villain when they show up.
yeah. I think this looks cool. I'm
The
excited.
Cursed Pirate, that's right. Thank you. Anyway,
Oh, the Cursed Pirate does it. Yeah, I wasn't counting that one. This looks
I
really fun.
promise to give these guys some food next time before we do this show. I apologize.
What do you think of these minis?
Well, they're unnecessary unless you're playing the adventures.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. They can include already, all the sets already include the little standee for adventures, right?
No.
Oh.
No, because the original ones.
The newer ones, newer
newer
printings
ones
and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
too.
Yeah.
But I guess you can get minis for this one now.
Well, they made minis for the last set, the X-Men.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
That still is not out, right?
No, and that was. I felt like we did that last year.
It feels like it's been a bit.
I'm looking forward to getting the X-Men. I really enjoyed that set. Anyway, I think each set they do, they've done a pretty good job at keeping them balanced power-wise. It's just that each set finds new ways to do it, and so it feels like it's getting deeper as it goes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think.
Because they're having
Unmatched
to
is
create
probably
new
similar.
ways. I think Unmatched is very similar, yeah.
All right. Shallow Sea, a multi-layer puzzle board game. We saw this at Cool Stuff last night and refused to play it. You'll never guess who brought it. So he's like, do you want to play it? I was like, I do not.
Was it on paper?
Well, maybe. But I'll tell you this. Bad comment, straight up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how Mike DeLisio is going to pick this week because he loves this company.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, I mean, don't worry. I know what he's going to pick. But this Bad Comments games are good. This is one of their smaller games that they've done in a while. This is much smaller than Wondrous Creatures and much smaller than the one with the bird on the front.
Life of the Amazonia.
Life of the Amazonias.
Yep.
I will say this, of all their games, I didn't like the first one with the photos or whatever.
Safari
picture place.
Wild Serengeti.
Yeah,
the
Wild
last
Serengeti.
two, I think, are really robust games.
I agree.
This one looks like a step backwards for me. It looks a little simplistic. It looks incredibly dry and abstract. It's making me think
Well, good. Games should make you think.
of all these other games that do the pattern building thing. In fact, it kind of looks like a souped up... What's that one little...
Gentle Rain.
Yeah, cozy. It looks like Gentle Rain all grown up.
I was thinking it was like Cascadia, Gentle Rain.
Yeah,
Those are
the
two I
drafting
was
thing is
thinking. It's very
Cascadia, straight up Cascadia.
Yeah.
But then, like, oh, you put a tile. Around the tile, you put the symbols that match. Then you put the fishy on it. It's like, wow, that looks really basic. What else? Patterns. And just the crap to make your brain do loop-de-loops for no good reason. I'm not loving this. Like, I don't want to engage with this.
Okay.
If I saw it, I'd be like, this is everything I hate in this kind of game. Make three go this way. Make every corner have a pink thing.
All right. But did you see the turtles?
Turtles are adorable.
I thought this looked really, really good. Like I said, it's reminding me of a couple games I already liked, and I think it didn't seem... Kind of comparing to like the Cascadia Cascadia to Calico Spectrum, I definitely felt like it was going to be a little more restrictive than Cascadia, but not frustrating because it's like you can put anything anywhere. It's just not going to score necessarily, and it doesn't cut you out of scoring. You're trying to optimize your scoring as opposed to just cutting your score back and back and back like you do or the way it feels like in Calico. So I thought this was really intriguing. I thought it was cute. Yeah.
I'm
Like, this seems
cautiously
like
optimistic.
exactly the kind of game you would hate.
I don't know why.
Because it's dry and abstract? What do you mean?
No, I mean, again, like I said, I
Oh.
see enough of like Cascadia in it where, you know, with the
I just see
drafting and with
fish,
the actual
so I'm in.
placement, trying to connect the colors, like you said in Gentle Rain, when you get to that and you're trying to have the right colors to actually activate one. But then you get the choice of which one to activate and which one moves into the coral. So the
Yeah.
others are staying there. So you're setting yourself up in the future as well.
I hope it's good. We will see. Barony Royal Edition.
Let's go. Barony's
Barony
back
designed by Mark
finally.
Andre, who is best known and almost only known for Splendor. Although he did just make that. What's that game we just played? The Middle Ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his too.
But mostly he's known for Splendor. But he also made a game called Barony, and Grail Games is bringing this back. Wasn't Barony originally made by Matago? I think.
Let's
It
go
was-
with yes.
I think it was full of plastic all over the board. This one is like a bit of a step back. This, you talk about dry and abstract. This game is pretty dry and abstract.
It is. I was going to ask because that's what it looked like. I was
It
super
is.
bored with this game.
It's from the
looking
guy
at
who
it.
did Splendor. That should be
That's
everything
fair.
you need
Okay,
to
That
know.
is amazing, but it's also short. This one, oh wait, hang on. There's zero luck.
Yeah, right. It felt like
And it's straight up
chess.
strategy and tactics, and I like that.
Oof. Yeah, I
It's
I
fast.
did
It's
not
it's
like
fine. I enjoyed it last time I played it. I just haven't gone back to it. There definitely is no theme. I do remember that. It's like chess-like pieces, putting them on the board. And it's been so long, I don't even remember how the rest of it goes. It's like been 10 years since I played it.
It looks pretty.
I hope.
It looks like a really pretty edition of this game. The
Grail
just-
Games is great.
The game is just incredibly dry. It's one of the most dry. It's both dry and like not simplistic. Maybe that's a reductive word, but it's incredibly clean, simple. It's an abstract game
yeah. it
like
is. Okay.
chess almost,
Yeah.
where the pieces are slightly less abstracted than the pieces in chess.
Okay.
you would hate
So
this.
it's exactly what I thought it was when I was
Yes.
looking at this, because I was like,
This
All
is
right.
no shallow
no
sea.
interest.
Well, maybe you like this next one. You want a whole series of mint 10 games.
These
4
sounded all right.
head-to-head.
I thought these were interesting.
Yeah, they sounded all
Yeah.
right.
I don't know why you were both sounding defensive. I just said maybe you'll like it. That's all.
No, I mean, I
sounded like a
expected
threat, that's all
nothing
I'm
is my
saying.
point. I expected
Yeah.
these to be absolute trash.
Yeah.
And they all sounded all right, like from the description at the top. Maybe they just have really good elevator pitches. But
Well, his last game he made, Super Snipers, I really enjoyed.
okay.
Okay.
That was a fun game that uses polyominoes. You're basically putting polyominoes on a board to like narrow down until you get the other person to get them.
Okay.
So you're trying to or like snipe your target before they snipe their target.
Got it.
These look smaller and they're in tins. I don't mind tins when they're this size because they're pretty solid as opposed to the bigger ones.
Honestly, and when it's this size and it's something I might travel with, I
Yeah.
like tins because the box is going to get, thrown around, torn up, and
Did they hire
and
Rodney
backing.
to do these things? Because for some
looks
reason
like-
that sleeve makes me think Rodney.
It does look like a Rodney sleeve.
Does any of the games look more interesting than the other?
The one that looks the least interesting was the one they were just covering, which was a head-to-head fight.
This one?
That one, yeah, that looks the least interesting, I would say.
But what about the Monster Mash?
I
The
thought
monster one seems neat.
that's the one I was least interested in, but I think thematically, I don't care for that. Like
I love monsters. It was a graveyard
T-Rex
smash.
whale. Like that just kind of
Yeah.
grosses me out like House of Thousand Corpses.
There's a difference between those two. You get that, right?
Not in my head.
What happens in a house of 1,000 corpses? They be sewing up whales?
There's
and
this
T-Rexes?
lady that gets sewn on to like a
It's like a horror movie. It's a murder
fish
movie.
bottle.
It's not putting two animals together for fun.
I gotta check this
I don't
movie
think
out.
they're actually
Saying.
sewing them together here.
Well, what are you
Um,
doing? How do they stick together
It's
then, Tom?
magic.
Oh,
Breeding.
Ugh. That's worse than
All
the
right, our
sewing.
last group of games here. We have already played all 3 of these. We did a Knizia mini marathon. So Bitewing was going to announce a big game. They were teasing it. Everyone was like, what was it? And the answer was 3 big games.
That's right.
And one of them is brand new, and that one is Orbit. And then Ego is a reprinting of Beowulf.
The Legend.
The Legend and Silos is a reprinting of...
Municipium.
Oh, yes, Municipium, which, yay, they changed the art. So I have not played Municipium, so I can't speak. We all played different ones. Mike's the only one who's played all 3 of them. I really enjoyed a lot when I played the Orbit game.
I liked
That
that
was
one a lot,
fun
yeah.
race. Although when we played it, we played a variant, which was teams, and I would much prefer to play on my own.
interesting. I think I really enjoyed teams because it really made it dynamic. With if I go there, you go there. We need to switch places, and so I thought it brought.
It wasn't bad. I just was like, ooh, I want to kind of see. Because when we played, we were teammates, right?
Yeah, we
And
were.
you were dragging me across the finish line. And I felt like...
So you would have rathered us be against each other and you just die early.
Yes.
well, not die early. You would have
Yes.
won.
I would have. Yes,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine
that
with
is
that.
death.
They're all very brightly colorful games.
They are.
And his Bitewing's production just keeps getting better and better. They're on point. These games are not really... I don't know how big these boxes are. But his last several games, we just got his last set of games in. And they're just great components.
The ones they brought were about the again. I keep pointing to the all play boxes behind us. They were about that size as well,
I
weren't
think
they?
so.
They were a
Or
little
maybe
bigger
a
than
little
that,
bit bigger,
yeah.
but in that it was not near like a Ticket to Ride size or anything.
Which one did you play? You played the...
Ego. I played Ego.
Was that the third one? Or
That's the middle one. You guys played the third one.
Yeah.
we were last. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because they're thematically
that's
also
right.
they sort of tell a
Yeah.
story, a very loose story to be fair, but like some sort
Yeah.
of aliens come to Earth, and then in the future you go to space and try to interact with aliens. That's Ego. And then the last one, you just have this race in your spaceships.
It was like the Hunger Games is how he described it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
'cause-
with the planets and all that. Yeah, Ego was the reworking of Beowulf the Legend. It's a bidding game, and it does that one thing that Knizia's done a few times, where you can keep adding to a pot basically, but once you fold, then you don't get anything back. So the cards, you decide if you want to be in or out. But you need to know, like, you're not just doing a bid. You are committing something. You're putting it on the line.
Oh, wow.
If you do not win, you do not get that stuff back. And so you need to decide if you scare people off early, like kind of, how do you do that?
Interesting.
And then a lot of opportunities for pushing your luck and getting cards back, for risking things and getting cards back, that sort of thing.
So
yeah, I don't think that sounds fun.
So back in the day, there was a cartoon, Peanuts. I'm sure you've seen it. And Schrodinger always played on the piano.
Oh, yes.
And he had a bust of Beethoven. And Sally smashed it, and he was upset briefly, and then went to his closet where there was a hole, just another 30, and put one back on his piano.
Oh.
I mention it's because Mike will be buying 30 of
Just
these
in
Reiner
case.
Knizia alien plushies. He will be carrying one in his carry-on at all times. He will buy a seat for it on planes on his trips.
You know, you're the one who pays for those seats, right, normally?
I wonder if that's ever been done where someone's
funny.
bought a seat for a stuffed animal and then tried to insist. There's probably rules against that. But
Why?
anyway.
No, you buy the seat. You have the seat.
No, not really.
I tried.
You
You
have
have that seat. No.
Have you not heard about double booking on the planes? They can always tell you you've been bumped off a plane. They will fill the seats.
What? No, that doesn't make sense. No, because they're. Oh.
You're getting mad over something you're
Oh,
not
you're
even
getting
going
me
to do.
going right now. No. Is that nuh-uh?
They.
If you buy 2 seats, you get 2 seats. I'm not saying you're wrong and they wouldn't kick me off. I'm saying I would have words.
I'm
if
telling
that
you,
happened.
they would give the seat away because you have to get it in someone's name.
No, but you can also get 2 seats for yourself if you are a larger person and
Okay,
one
well
does not fit.
they require that to be done. Yes, but I think if you just say, "Hey, I want an extra
But
seat,"
no,
next
not
to
even
you.
as required. If you're like, I'm just larger. Yes, maybe I don't meet your standard, but I'm super tall or I'm large or something like that. I mean, no. Ooh.
All right, well,
that
we'll
is a
let
button
Camilla
for
rage.
me. Ooh.
We have some non-board gaming games, non-board gaming games. We have some non-board gaming stuff to look at, but before we do that, let's go back again to Mark.
Alita?
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower Preview Recap. I'm Mark, and of course, as always, I'm here with Alita. And we just have a couple games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have Tinned from IV Studio. Now, I'm not typically one to like a roll and write or flip and write like this game. Actually, this game does a lot of things. You've got dice, you've got flip and write, you've got scratch off areas. So you're mining, or you might be clearing forest to get all kinds of resources. There's also upgrades in the game that give you more efficient ways to do those things. Also, you can fish, and you're going to be clearing the land so you can plant as you are pioneers into the galaxy trying to make your way and terraform basically this planet. Well, maybe more settle than terraform.
What do you think, Alita? Should we go live on another world?
She seemed less than impressed. And next up, we have Half True Second Guess. Now, this is compatible with the original game, but it is also a standalone, a great trivia party game. Maybe you know the answer, maybe you don't. And you may push your luck trying to get the most points, but if you push too much, you're going to lose everything. So it is some really interesting pop culture questions here, and somewhere through the game, you may be trying to guess the correct answers or even the wrong answers. And lastly, we have Valheim. Now, this campaign is come and gone. My video is specifically for their late pledge part of the campaign, so give it a closer look if it looks like something of interest. But this is a dungeon crawl and a boss battler, so there's some dice chucking here, but also resource gathering. You can craft weapons and items, all kinds of different things. A game that is truly up my alley. And so, for my pick of the week, Valheim, like I said, is right up my alley. Absolutely my kind of game. But I'm gonna give it up for Tinned because it totally surprised me how much I like this game. A true tactile experience as you're scratching off, diving into mines, clearing the different forests to gather the resources you need in order to homestead this other world. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full preview. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Post. She almost got eaten.
Alita is dead.
Yikes.
All right, let's take a look at some non-weird stuff. If you find weird stuff,
Non-weird stuff, non-board game
Non-game.
stuff.
non-board
Stuff,
gaming
yeah.
/ weird stuff,
Definitely
or
weird stuff.
sometimes cool, send it to me at tom@dicetower.com.
My guy has Dixit right there on the shelf. That's technically a board gaming project
Oh.
called That Exploding Kittens Dixit. board gaming.
Well, this is a modular tabletop gaming space expander.
Of course it is.
You could
say that 5 times fast.
You can print 3D print instead of buying a table.
Yes.
Yep.
Just 3D print
a table and then
stuff.
3D print this and attach this to the table. Look at that magnetic. I like this. If I had a 3D printer, ridiculous amounts of filament and no worries in life.
How does the magnet get in there? Do you have to 3D print around it, or do you?
Joey?
Yeah, it just makes a hole and then you just put it in there.
Oh yeah, you leave the hole printed and then you glue it into place.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you do it when it's a magnet though inside plastic? You did that.
Do you pause the print?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so it like holds it down. Yeah, like that pill you made me.
So this is for X-Wing here, the whole holder. So basically, this is a lot of the stuff that you would get if you bought a $3,000, $4,000 table.
But you
It's just that
3D
you're
print
just getting this stuff, and you can 3D print it for your own table.
What do you think, Joey?
I would back it. I would never print it.
Okay.
He would back it. He would never print
Really?
it. So business as usual.
I don't think I would even back
You need
this one.
$5 from Joey. You don't have to ask him for it. Just quick, make a little Kickstarter. When
I'm
roll
telling
right.
you, Joey. There's this one print and play I need to back, and I get $5. Done.
All right. Rick and Morty Butter Bot. So if you've ever seen the cartoon Rick and Morty,
No.
and that's fine. There at one point, Rick builds a butter bot who the butter bot realized in a moment of sentience that this was all he was created for, was to give a pat of butter to Rick, and so then has a crisis of he's just very sad. That's his whole job. So like everything Rick and Morty, they make it real, and then people throw money at it because people throw money at everything.
I'm just
Question.
loving this.
They do have the rights to Rick and Morty for this, right?
I hope
Says
so. 'cause-
licensed by Warner Brothers
Okay.
in collaboration with Geek Club. And
All right.
he's
Okay.
making enough money that I would assume that they would have, noticed by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like all those other goofy build a friend robots.
Yeah. Like
But this one is, Rick and Morty themed. So, and it looks like the one from the cartoon. So
Okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of
It's a
cool.
cute little robot. I like the robot. I wouldn't buy it. I mean, how much? I didn't even look how much it is. Was it $139?
And then you make the thing, right? And if you code, you can code it. If you don't code, you can use that basic blocks coding. I don't know what that's called.
Wow.
That's a calm dog. My dog would have destroyed the robot by
Is
now.
it $250?
That's for 2
Yeah,
Okay.
you need 2.
Oh.
plus butter. Butter not
All
included.
right.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's a joke I'm missing.
It is.
Would you like to carry your yoga mat carrier like a bow and arrow?
Yes.
I mean,
Actually.
it does seem handy if you're biking or something like that. I don't do yoga, so I don't know. Can't say anything.
Is this
beyond
like
that.
something that does not exist already,
That's
though?
the thing. I mean, I've seen the ones that are like straps that hold them, and it's a strap, that you buckle around it, and so maybe this is just a little more comfortable. I don't
I've
know.
Like
noticed
a
on the channel,
mesh
if you want to,
bag.
you can buy
Yeah.
this for your play mats for gaming.
Okay.
Yo.
Back in.
Throw it in.
Back
That's why
in.
it's here. You're like, hey, I brought the game and the playmat. Where's the
Yeah.
playmat, you might wonder? Flip, flip, flip. It's on my back.
It's a good
I
way to
like
store the
that.
mats too, because they're not going to unroll. So I just need about 74 of them.
This is
Not
a good
bad.
idea.
Yeah.
We're here to help. All right. 3 more projects here. The coolest mouse ever. Where's the mouse, you might wonder, in that
Hey.
picture?
If this was at a tech show, I would absolutely stop and try it out. But there is no part of me interested in getting this technology on Kickstarter. But 100% I would be all over this booth
Yeah.
at a tech
Let me
show.
wear it. Let me
Oh
try
my
it.
gosh.
Sure.
Absolutely.
They still haven't made a feasible, as far as I can tell, one of those keyboards, the
Yeah,
keyboards
no.
you type. And I think part of that is just because
The feedback. You need a little
you
feedback.
need some haptic sensory there.
To be fair, some people do type on iPads, and I don't know. I don't type well at all anyway. But I don't know how you type on an iPad. I couldn't. I think I need some response.
Oh, that's why I bought a keyboard for mine.
Yeah.
'cause
No,
I
I
need
know,
that
but I
too.
know some people who do. Can you guys do that? Can you do that?
I can. I don't like it because I have to slow down typing.
Yeah, it
so I have
bothers
to
me.
hold back, and I have to type very
also a really
specific.
tiny screen.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah,
if you go too fast, it gets confused or it doesn't quite pick it up.
Yeah, blame Apple. Yeah.
This is interesting, but yeah, it's tech, so I would have to see this in person.
You play Tetris with it, apparently.
That's
What
a
is-
rolling right. That's 10. No, I don't know what it is. All right, Pumpkinstein. This is the second robot this week.
Yeah.
This one not doing so hot. It's only made $490, and it's
What did they
from
want? How much did they
the
want?
Pumpkin Lab.
How much did they want? They wanted a lot of money.
They want $31,533.
Yeah. This is one I kept waiting to figure out what it did.
Look at it. It rocks.
Look at it. Look at it. It makes a face. It moves its
That's all it
arms.
does.
It has glowing pipes like Bane, and his little stem at the top makes steam. You put water in there.
I do love
Makes
pouring
some
water on my
steam.
electronics.
When
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
of pumpkins, I think steam stem.
This looks like a
Look at that
This looks
garbage
like a $5
screen.
toy
Yeah.
from what's that place?
5 and below.
5 and
This,
below.
yep,
Yeah.
looks like it's already there kind of thing.
This is what you would buy from there, and you'd buy it for your kid, and they're like, "I will play with this forever," and it would last less than a week.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, last project. Oops, I gotta go over to the top here because I was looking at this one a bit right before.
Illumi-key.
Illumi-key. Find your keys in the dark. Now, I get a lot of this, the idea of snapping these things around your keys. I don't. If I need my keys in the dark, I have my keys. Oh no, I'm not wearing them, but I have them attached to an Apple tag, and I'll just ping them from my phone.
I think it was
Or
more.
I'll turn on the lights.
I think it was more about them. You can program to be different colors, and so your house key is on the blue one. So when you're outside in the dark, it's like, oh, there it is, done.
And it has
That's
a
interesting.
It has a geofence also, so when you get close to your home, the light will come on. It also apparently you can make it buzz or something or light up from the phone, and you can make the phone buzz from the key.
It's just bulky. That's my bigger concern. I don't like bulky keys already.
Yeah.
Right. If you had 4 on there.
This seems
Yeah.
cute enough. I might even, again, the problem with all these things is I might even see myself buying this for a few bucks. Be like, yeah, I'll try this weird thing. But I'm not going to back it and maybe get it in a year. Maybe not get it at all.
Right.
Get some out-of-date crap. Because when you sourced it, it was better than by the time I got it. Technology moves way too quickly. By the time I get this, it's going to be some out-of-date garbage. It's not super feasible unless I am really just investing in you as a product maker and not investing in a product. I'm helping you make the next thing after this thing.
All right, let's take a look at our picks of the week. We'll start with the folks not on camera. Here we go.
Like who?
Okay, let's see if I can figure out how English subtitles work on this thing. This menu. Oh, wait, I think I got it.
Na servus, hier ist Mike Delisio von Dice Tower Midwest Annex. Diese Woche wähle ich die epische Science-Fiktion-Trilogie des genialen Spieldesigners Dr. Reiner Knizia aus. Wer etwas anderes wählt, ist dumm und eigensinnig, auch ein Wappler. Mal sehen, was die Crew in Südflorida zu sagen hat.
Okay, there were a lot of great picks this week, but this week my pick should be no surprise, and it is Tend by IV Studios. I actually got the chance to play Tend. I love roll and writes. I love heavy roll and writes. Hadrian's Wall is in my, I think, top 20 games of all time. So I played Tend. I was really excited, and afterwards I was thinking, wow, this is incredible. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. There are so many, it seems heavier, but it flows so well. There are so many different avenues of victory, and each one is very enjoyable. When you play it, you're like, you know what? I want to try this, and a little bit of this, and then afterwards it ends. I really didn't care if I won or lost. I was just like, I want to play it again, and I want to try this theme. I want to go over here and try that. And then, let's not underestimate how fun scratching something off is. I don't know why. That's really enjoyable. Everything on this just clicks. Components are great. This is just incredible. And it is Tend by IV Studios, and that is my pick of the week.
And I don't know what's going on with Knizia there, but that is also my pick of the week is Tend. So this is just a fantastic game. I really like it. I'm not a big fan of roll and writes or smurfing writes. When they talked about me playing this, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll play it, see what happens. And I want to keep playing it. It's just very enjoyable. It's a fun game. There's just so much you can do. It is not an interactive game. Keep that in mind. Your head's down. You're building your own stuff. I mean, there's some cards out there, and people are doing a few things, but for the most part, it is. You just have this stuff, and you're fishing and mining and stuff. But I like it. It's a very cozy is a strong word. I don't like using. It's overused, but it's pretty good. I like it.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to go?
Go ahead.
All right. For me, it's going to be the dice throne. Thank you. Yes. Dice throne.
Gotcha.
With funky characters. One of them even flips around the first time I've ever done that. And no, I really like the look of this. Dice Throne is fun. It's vibrant. I enjoy the look of all of these characters, actually. And while I don't care about the adventures part, I probably, even if they beef it up, like you're saying, and make it better, I don't think I want to engage with that. But I love the characters in this. They seem really neat. So that's my pick. Yeah, Dice Throne Outcasts.
It's the first one I've been tempted to back in the Dice Throne. Yeah, because it's the first one. It's like, ooh, I like the whole set of characters. So that was my backup pick. But no, I'm going to go with the Robotopia robot.
Oh, not Raising Robots. The other robot game.
No, the other one caught me off guard, how intrigued I was. But again, I like kind of the mesh of mechanisms here. I love putting your worker out, and where you put it, you're going to get all those different resources. You're building robots, you're sending them to work, and you just kind of get your engine going, in that way. So this one surprised me how much I was just sucked into it. I spent a lot of time looking at this project, and so I think it's a great page that really brings you into the game, and I just... 30 minutes later, I was still looking at this project. I was like, oh, I'm only half through. I got to keep going. So, yeah, this one caught me off guard in a very, very pleasant way. I'm really excited about it.
All right, well, there you go, folks. That is Crowdsurfing for the week. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Board Game Smorgasbord, where we will talk about all kinds of interesting news. I hope there's some interesting news out there.
I hope so, too.
Yes, please. No trick-taking.
And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll talk about our top 10 games for video gamers. Someone who's a video gamer, here's 10 games that they will enjoy. What?
Trick-taking games, wall to wall.
Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Bassel.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Camilla.
Have fun
playing tricks. Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.